Hello. Today we're going to be looking at reactions between acids and bases and utilizing this information to make sherbet. Acids and bases are properties of everything. It helps us tell if something is acidic, like vinegar or Coca-Cola, or basic, something like our bicarbonate soda, or even your dishwashing liquid at home. We're going to put the two together and see what happens. Note what sort of reaction happens. Note to yourself what's happening, what can you visually see. So to start off with, just going to put some bicarbonate soda into our cup. I'm going to put our vinegar on it. Let's see what happens. That was really cool. Did you see all the bubbles and the foam happening? And I know you can't really smell it, but it does have a little bit of an aroma to it as well. So what's happening? We have our base, our bicarbonate soda, and our vinegar, our acidic substance. We have a reaction called an acid and base reaction happening. So what we're forming is water, carbon dioxide, which is why we're getting gas in the bubbles, and we're getting salt left over as well. Now, even though these things are something you can find in the pantry at home, it's not going to taste very nice now when we put it in our mouths. I'm definitely not going to do that. But we're going to do it in a way that we can do that and taste really, really yummy. So next, we're going to utilize that acid and base reaction in a way that's really yummy and edible. So remember, all of the ingredients that we're going to be using today are from your kitchen and in your pantry. So just ask Mum and Dad's permission before you go and get them, but you can easily follow along with the experiment today. So, we need a bowl, doesn't need to be too big. We need icing sugar, we need bicarbonate soda, citric acid, and jelly crystals. So, we're going to look at ratios right now, just quickly before we dive into the experiment. Because if we don't get the ratios right, it's not going to taste very good. And when I say ratios, I mean our measuring spoons. So we're going to have 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate soda, 1 teaspoon of citric acid, and it's your choice, but 1 to 3 tablespoons of jelly crystals for flavoring, depending on how much flavor you'd like. And you can use any jelly crystal you like, but for today, we're using strawberry. Smells really good too. So, with our ratios, if we were to add too much bicarbonate soda, it's going to taste really soapy and really yucky sensation on your tongue, and you don't want that. If we were to add too much citric acid, it's going to taste really sour, really acidity. You don't want that on your tongue, it's too much. Your face screws up, doesn't look too good either. So that's why we always keep a 1-to-1 ratio of our citric acid and our bicarbonate soda. And this is our acid-base reaction that's going to happen on your tongue. Remember, 1-to-1. For the sweetness though, we're happy to add 2 tablespoons of our icing sugar, just to combat that acid-base reaction. So, let's get started. Icing sugar. Now remember, when using measuring spoons, you want to level off. That way you get the perfect ratio. So 1, 2, 1 bicarbonate, and 1 citric acid. If you haven't used citric acid before, Citric acid is actually found in lemons, so if you've had lemon juice before, you know how sour that can be. Now I'm going to put 2 scoops or 2 tablespoons of jelly crystals in. Just mix it around really, really well. You want to get all of the powders mixed together. Try and get as much of the lumps out as you can. You don't want a big lump of powder just sitting on your tongue. Alrighty, now just get a spoon. Just get a little bit at a time. You don't want a whole heap of powder in your mouth. It's not very pleasant and it's not very safe at the same time. So, perfect. And as you're tasting it, you can feel all the little bubbles and tingles around your tongue. And that's that acid-base reaction we saw with our vinegar. So all the bubbles that we saw in here are happening on your tongue as we talk. And all the carbon dioxide that was forming the bubbles are forming on your tongue from the saliva in your tongue. So you've got an acid and base reaction in your mouth, and it doesn't taste too bad, does it? So instead of buying the packet stuff at the supermarket, you can make your own now, just from the stuff in your kitchen. There are jobs out there in the real world that need people to design and invent different machines or products to help them with their product. So if you like doing things in the kitchen with food, you might be interested in being an engineer in the future and utilizing the different processes of the food in designing and incorporating new things for our real world. You could help to design new cheeses and how they stretch. Some cheeses, they don't stretch very much, but some really stretch really far. And that's a really interesting phenomenon. Using science, we've created Sherbet today. Utilizing other sciences like microbiology, you can design new processes to help with our food production. So, think about a STEM career in the future maybe? I think so. I'll see you next time.